Dr. Julia Lowell, the miracle heart surgeon. Every patient she touched lived, until the night someone demanded she do the opposite. It's 2:47 in the morning. Her phone buzzes. A message lights up her screen. It's a photo of her fiancé, Evan, tied to a chair, a gun pressed to his head. The message reads, "Kill Gordon Pierce during surgery. Make it look like an accident, or your fiancé dies." Her hands freeze. Her world tilts. The phone rings again. A distorted voice says, "No police, no tricks. One wrong dose of anesthesia, he won't wake up. Do this, and you both live." Then silence. She stares at the operating schedule. 7 a.m., Gordon Pierce, a stranger, a routine bypass, except now it's a death sentence. She tries to call Evan, no answer. She tries to call the police, then stops. The voice said they're watching. She was trapped. Hours later, she sits in the locker room staring at her reflection in the mirror, the reflection of a woman trained to save lives, forced to take one. The weight of the scalpel feels heavier than ever. When the patient is wheeled in, her pulse races. The anesthesiologist waits. Nurses stand by. No one knows she's fighting for 2 lives. The man on the table whispers weakly, "Please, I trust you, doctor." Her chest tightens. She prepares the syringe, the extra dose. Just one push, and it's over. Then she sees something. A tattoo on the patient's wrist, a small black spade. She's seen that tattoo before. Evan has the same one. She leans closer, whispering, "Where did you get that?" The man answers softly, "My brother said it means loyalty." Brother? Evan never mentioned a brother. Before she can ask more, the anesthesiologist says, "Patient under, starting procedure." The clock hits 7. The room goes still. The hum of machines fills the silence. And in that moment, she realizes the man she's been ordered to kill might be family. Her mind races. Could this be a setup, a test, a trap? She begins the surgery. Every heartbeat sounded on the monitor echoed like a countdown to death. Her phone vibrates in her pocket, and she senses it. She creeps a glance. A live feed of Evan, alive, still a captive. The voice says, "Do it now, or he dies." Her gloved fingers tighten. Everyone's watching. Cameras record every move. Her reputation, her love, her sanity, all hanging by a thread. Then she notices the file beside the patient's bed. Emergency contact. Evan Pierce. Her blood runs cold. Gordon Pierce is Evan's brother. Now she understands. Someone's playing a much bigger game. She can't kill him. Not yet. Not without answers. Julia acts. Calm. Precise. She switches syringes mid-motion. Sleight of hand perfected by fear. She pretends to follow orders, but saves the patient's life instead. The heart stabilizes. Surgery ends. The team applauds her skill. But inside, she's breaking. She rushes to her locker and grabs her phone. Another message. "We saw what you did. You failed." Then a video. Evan's chair, empty. Rope cut. Blood on the floor. Her knees give out. Later that day, police find a black SUV abandoned outside the hospital. Inside, a single photograph. Julia and Evan at the beach. On the back, a message written in red. "The heart always betrays the hands." She's questioned for hours, but says nothing. The less they know, the safer she hopes he'll be. But then the lead detective slides a file across the table. "You might want to see this." Inside, photos of Evan under another name. Evan Gordon, a former private contractor for a disbanded security firm, the same one accused of government-sanctioned assassinations. And his so-called brother, Gordon Pierce, Another name tied to the same operation. The detective leans forward. You had no idea who you were involved with, did you? Her heart sank. Evan wasn't simply the victim. He was part of the darkness, part of something hidden away. She stepped out of the police station without a word. Rain fell hard outside. Her reflection in a puddle looked unfamiliarly strange. That night she came back to the hospital. The halls are empty. The hum of machines echoes like ghosts. On the surgical table, where Gordon had lain, there's a note. Don't trust the heart. He's not who you think he is. Next to it, her engagement ring. Her breath catches. She feels her heart tighten. Then, her phone rings. A familiar voice whispers, "You saved the wrong man." Click. The call ends. The heart monitor from the other room suddenly spikes, a rapid, rising beep. Julia turns toward the doorway. A shadow stands there. It's Evan, blood on his sleeve, a scalpel in his hand. He smiles faintly and says, "Miss me?" And in that chilling moment, she realizes the story isn't over. This is merely the start. The rhythm of her beating heart ends all background noise. Evan approaches her, one step at a time, making the sound of his shoes on the tile. His eyes calm, cold, like a man who's come to terms with what will happen next. "Evan," she whispers, "what did you do?" He smirks. "I did what they told me." The air turns heavy. She glances at his hands, shaking slightly, not from guilt, but from adrenaline. The surgical lights behind him flicker. "You lied to me," she breathes. He laughs softly. "You lied first. You didn't follow orders." Her throat tightens. "You were part of this. The threats, the videos. It was you." He shakes his head slowly. "Not exactly, but I had to make you choose." "Choose what?" she demands. "To prove you'd protect me, no matter the cost." Then his tone darkens. "You did, Julia. You risked everything. That's love." She looks at him in shock. Love? He made her choose between mercy and murder, and then called it love. Her voice breaks. "Where is Gordon?" Evan's smile disappears. "You think he lived through that surgery?" Her breath catches. "He's alive. I made sure." He cuts her off. "He was never meant to live, not by their rules and not by myself." Something cracks inside her. The miracle surgeon who could save any heart feels hers breaking beyond repair. Evan leans closer, whispering, "They used me, Julia. Used both of us. The messages, the threats, all part of a test." "A test for what?" she demands. "To see how far we'd go for each other." He sets the scalpel on the tray beside her, blood dripping onto steel. "I chose myself." Then the lights cut out. Darkness. Only the faint beep of a monitor breaks the silence. When the backup power flickers on, Evan is gone. The note on the table is new. A fingerprint smudged in blood beside it. It reads, "You opened the wrong heart." She grabs her phone. Another message arrives. A hidden video feed. Gordon Pierce, awake, breathing, but not in recovery. He's secured to a gurney in an ice-cold warehouse. A voice states, "Doctor, round 2 is about to begin." Cut to Julia in her car, racing through the rain. Wipers hacking through the confusion. She follows the video feed. Her GPS switches to the coordinates. They are leading to a decommissioned shipping yard. She arrives. Every instinct screams for her to turn back, but her conscience, her need for truth, pushes her forward. Inside the warehouse, shadows, chains, the smell of metal and fear. Gordon lies on a table, pale with an oxygen mask over his face. Beside him, a heart monitor glowing red. And in the corner, Evan.
watching, calm. "Welcome back, Doctor," he says softly. She holds on to the metal bar next to her, her voice quivering. "Why are you doing this?" "Because you took charge when it wasn't your right. You saved him, and now they want to see if you can take him apart." He tosses her a scalpel. It clatters at her feet. "Save him again, but this time without your tools, without your team. Prove you're still the best." Her eyes burn. "You want me to operate here, in this filth?" Evan shrugs. "You've worked in worse conditions. The field, the trauma bays. You'll adapt." She realizes then he's gone too far. Not just lost, broken. She steps forward, calm but deadly. "If I do this, you let him go." He nods. "Of course, I'm a man of my word." She kneels beside Gordon. His pulse is weak. She glances at Evan's reflection in the metal tray. Next, she makes a move. With one decisive gesture, she severs the oxygen line. Evan's eyes go wide. "What are you doing?" She's standing firm. "Do you want to know the length I'm willing to go? Just watch." She presses the scalpel to her own palm, draws blood, and lets it drip onto the floor. "This ends now." The door bursts open. Police flood in, guns drawn. Evan freezes. The detective from earlier steps forward. "Dr. Lowell, step away." Evan shouts, "You set me up!" She looks him in the eye and whispers, "No, Evan, you set yourself up." Turns out, she'd reported everything. Every message, every video, every threat. The detectives had been tracking her phone since the hospital. Evan makes a move, but gunfire erupts. He falls, not dead, just hurt. They handcuff him and pull him past her. Before they lead him away, he draws close and says, "You think this is the end? You think they'll stop?" His eyes glint, a final warning. They're still watching, Julia, and they want their pound of flesh. Weeks later, Julia returns to work. The world sees her as the hero who survived a nightmare, but she knows the nightmare isn't over. One morning, she finds a package on her desk. No name, no return address. Inside, a single heart sealed in medical ice, and a note. "Every surgeon has a patient they can't save. Yours is still alive." The camera pans out. The monitor behind her flickers on. Surveillance footage from her own operating room. She's being watched. They say the heart never lies, but sometimes the people who hold it do. And the deeper you cut, the darker the truth gets.